wanted to ask what was Boise State doing to make it so hard for you guys to run the ball? It just seemed like you couldn't get things on track like you had at other times.
Yeah, they did a good job at kind of bottling things up and not letting us get big plays in the run game. And credit to those guys, they played really hard and they held their gaps well, did what they needed to do, and had extra guys close to the ball to help out. So they played real hard and they did good, and ultimately we didn't quite do enough, especially in the run game. So
on a broader perspective, James, and you and I've kind of talked about this before, but football's such a results-based game. It's did you win, did you lose? Are you able to step back and enjoy the process, win or lose? Because you're out there to play, but a loss is always tough. So are you able to still enjoy the process even when things don't go your way?
Yeah, man. I mean, we're all about love and learning here. So what better time to learn than after a loss in a moment where you can see what you did wrong and try to get better, right? You only get so many chances to play football. You work all year round for just a few weeks during the fall, and you just can't let any of them slip by. So you got to enjoy the moment, enjoy everything you can, and work your butt off to try to get better each week in and week out. You know what I mean? So just got to take them as they come and find ways to love it and learn it and get better, and that's what we're going to do this week.
Okay, next we'll have Caleb, and then Jay will follow him, and then Sean.
Hey, James. Going down to Baylor this week, you guys get a bit of a preview of the Big 12 and also, what it's like to be in Texas playing football. What have you kind of seen from Baylor on film, and what are you most looking forward to going down there to Waco?
Yeah, just on film, they're a defense that plays really hard. They do, they're disciplined. They play their style of defense. They're physical. They do what they do, and I've been impressed with them on film, especially from a defensive standpoint. So just looking forward to that. I'm excited for the challenge. You love the challenge. You love to have big games like these against good opponents and good defenses, and I think everybody's excited to be able to get back to work this week and figure out how to get better and figure out how to go after these guys. And like I was saying, I think they look good on film, and it's a exciting matchup because it's some great competition.
Go ahead, Sean.
That's me. Sorry about that. James, you touched on this a little bit with their defense and looking at I've been looking at their defensive line specifically, and they're big guys, but you guys are used to playing against big guys, but they seem to be really long, like they're tall and long-limbed and that kind of thing. What kind of I guess advantage or disadvantage or whatever is playing against a long defender like on the line of scrimmage? Does that make sense? Like size is one thing, but just being able to be kind of long. Like what's that kind of like going up against them?
Right, I got you. Well, I mean, having long arms as an offensive or defensive lineman is helpful, right? Because you can kind of reach out and touch somebody a little sooner, and it's an advantage to be a little bit taller, a little bit longer arms. But for the most part, just focus on playing with good technique, playing with good fundamentals, and running off the football. And so that's whether you're playing somebody who's short with short arms or tall with long arms or anything in between. You need to play with the fundamentals and play good football and especially from O-line play, right? So you got to play with good fundamentals and you got to run off the ball, and that's what you got to do regardless of who you're playing.
Okay, let's go with Jay Drew and then Mitch Harper.
Hey, James, put on your professor cap. It's midterm time. You guys are halfway through the season. What kind of grade would you give this team, or progress report would you give the Cougars so far?
I think we've done a lot of good things, and we got a long ways to go. I think, clear to a lot of people watching. We do some good things. We need to put a whole game together. We need to find, ways to, overcome adversity a little bit better, and just continue to play as a team. I think, I was in here earlier when Kalani was talking, and I think guys are playing really hard with tons of effort, and just that we love the game of football, you know what I mean? So we got to see if we can, put it all together now and play like I know we can, because we've been close at times, and we just got to keep getting better and see if we can get to that point.
Another question in that vein: would you have taken 5-1, staring down the schedule that you guys knew you were playing in September and October?
I don't know. I don't really look at it that way. So the way I look at it is I look at it 1 week at a time. So if you said you'd be 5-1, I'd say, okay, we'll see, because the next week is the most important week, right? So this week against Baylor, that's the most important week for me. I'm happy where we're at right now. I think we're in a good spot. I think we have a chance to, bounce back and do what we do. And I'm excited for the guys to get back to work this week and attack this week, because you're only promised the next one, and you just got to take it one at a time and do your best to prepare for that one. So on to Baylor.
James, what impact did Jeff Grimes have on your development as an offensive lineman?
Yeah, Coach Grimes and the other coaches that were here too when he was here, both Pew and Mateo State, they're great offensive line coaches. They really know the game, and they do a good job at developing players. And I was grateful to have them for the last 3 years and to be able to work with them. And I from what I've seen from the Baylor offense, they're still doing their thing, and they're good coaches. Their guys are well coached, and is great to have them on our squad, and wish them the best going forward. And I love the group of guys we have right now. I love the unit that we have right now. I think we have we're doing good, but there's a lot that we need to still do to be better. So I look forward to that challenge, and I love the coach we have right now. I think Coach Funk's doing a great job in preparing us and developing us, and I like who we got right now. I like our group.
And that ties into my next question. How have maybe you graded out individually so far from Funk's grading, and is it meeting the high expectations maybe you had for yourself coming into this season?
Yeah, I mean, I heard somebody say the other day that our expectation for ourselves are higher than the ones that anybody else has for us. You know what I mean? So the guys that are here, we really love football, really love to be out here and get better, and we're competitive, and we're trying to be the best we can be. And me like other players, we're our own worst critics, and I think there's a lot that I need to do to get better, especially after looking at this last game, and I'm excited to attack that. So always just looking at the next day of practice and the next week to find ways to get better and perform how you want to, and that's kind of my approach. So you're never can't ever be satisfied with where you're at, and I need to do a lot more and play a lot better.